All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Dina Sears-Graves. I'm the president and CEO for United Way of Southeastern Connecticut, and I want to welcome you all to the Gemma E. Moran United Way Labor Food Center. We are so proud of our food center and really so grateful for the Chamber of Commerce of Eastern Connecticut's leadership class for really spending time in doing this amazing project for us. So I just want to say thank you to all of them and how much we appreciate them. I also want to acknowledge our dignitaries that are here today. We have Representative Anthony Nolan, Mayor Michael Passero, and we have Councilman Dominguez. So welcome, thank you all. But thank you all for coming. It really is a tremendous day. We're so proud of this. We have a great program ready for you all today. So I'm actually going to turn it over to our Vice President here at the Food Center, Andy Stockton. So take it away.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're all here for a lot of different reasons, and that's what I love about this. So we came together, the Chamber of Commerce of Eastern Connecticut's leadership program worked so hard to update this room. We have this beautifully clean carpet and these painted walls and these new pictures on the wall that tell our story, and a great conference room in the back. So we're so grateful to the Chamber for what they did for us. But also, it just worked out so well that we could have the Chaney family here with us today. So Miss Sara Chaney was our first ever volunteer here and our first ever employee at the Food Center. She worked here for 30 years, so it seemed like an amazing opportunity to bring the two things together. I think when I think of Miss Chaney, I don't just think of the Food Center, I think of the community. And so the fact that we could bring these two things together and bring this chamber project together with Miss Chaney's family, I think that really tells the story of who Miss Chaney really was. So I thank you all for coming, and our program is going to be brief but important. And so I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Mayor Mike Passero just to say a couple words, if you'd like to say anything.
Sorry, I'm on vacation. Well, thank you. First of all, thanks to the United Way for doing this and honoring Sara, which sort of a no-brainer. So I'll just share a personal note. When I first got elected to the City Council, this was Sara's office, where I'd come to if I needed advice on a problem, or sometimes I'd get summoned here, actually. I'd get the phone message and I'd stop by. And Sara was just a tremendous resource throughout my elected service. Right up till her passing. She was on the personnel board and she was on the ethics board. Two really important positions that it's hard, quite frankly, to get quality people to take those positions and to devote the time to that. For Sara, it was never a sacrifice. You could tell she loved putting the time in and the work in to do those important positions. But most importantly, she was a great advisor. And for many, many years until we moved the meetings to Granada Terrace, this was the spot to do it. So I think it's appropriate. And thank you to the family.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'd also like to offer Representative Anthony Nolan, who I'm so happy you're here today. You have done a lot for us always, and recently you've been really great at connecting us with the community and putting the voice of United Way out there. So if you would like to say a few words.
Well, I really wanted to say, one, it's because of Sara that I am where I am at. She has been a strong advocate for the whole community. I always call it a New London consultant because no matter what goes on in the community, it is her voice that a lot of people listen to and understood as the wisdom. And I am just honored to be here and take part of an event that notices her and puts her name on a place, because when you put someone's name on a place, that shows and tells a lot of a person. And if there is anybody in New London that needs that, I believe it is Sara Chaney. And I know the family and I know the boys for quite some time. I sometimes felt like one of the boys when I was doing things that I wasn't sure of, and she used to call, as the mayor said, she was sometimes the voice to correct things and to make us realize that we weren't doing what we should do or enough of what we should be doing. So I'm grateful to be here, and I thank you for sharing her with us, because that's what you did. You shared her with all of us, and to have this many people here, and for all those that we've talked to, she really made the impact in our community that helped change our community. She was that kind of voice. She changed New London. It wasn't any way else, but some of her guidance helped us be where we are. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Before I introduce the next speaker, I just want to say this. I don't want to forget to say that make sure you eat, because the chamber did a lot too. They brought food, they organized all of this, so make sure you eat. And also, after this, if anyone would like to take a tour of the facility, Miss Chaney, her office was in the back, or if you want to see the food center, we are welcome to tours. I know that our team here, I know Jill and Lamar, they've worked really hard this morning to just spruce the place up. So we're happy for you guys to walk around and see the place, the warehouse and the front after this. I would like to turn it over to Tony Sheridan, who's the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Eastern Connecticut.
Well, thank you. I have a very brief story about my history with well, it wasn't United Way then, but the food bank, and Gemma Moran. Many of you, I'm sure, knew who Gemma was. Wonderful lady. I was involved with Local 305 at the time, when I was also the head of the New London Central Labour Council, when we fought hard to have Gemma hired to head up the food program. And she was an amazing lady, and it sounds like I wish I had known your mother, I take it. Another amazing lady from everything I've heard. But this leadership program we have Amanda Moran here, who runs the leadership program, and she's done an amazing job. Just give a brief overview.
So we have a large amount of our leadership class here. They did an amazing job. They raised over $11,000 for this project. And with that, they were able to do the 2 rooms with about $5,000 left over for United Way and the food center to spruce other things up and do what you will. So thank you, class. Thank you to the donations. We had Munger, we had their respective companies, Bob's Discount Furniture. So it was really a group effort. They worked many months on this project with Annie and putting it all together. So thank you, guys.
So to tie this all together and then cut that ribbon, I want to pass it over to the Chaney family. But before I do, I'm just so happy and honored to be here today to be able to do this for Miss Chaney. When I first started working here, she invited me over, and we spent 3 hours together just talking about the history of this food center. I mean, this food center has been here for 35 years, and Sarah's been here since day one. So it was really great. She was always so gracious and welcoming, and she wasn't afraid to give me advice. She wasn't afraid to call and make sure, did you pick up this from this store? Like, even after she was gone, she was still calling to check in. And she was dedicated to this place, but she was also dedicated to New London, and she was dedicated to her family. And she said something about Gemma one time. She said Gemma was a loving person in her own way. And I would say the same thing about Miss Chaney. She was a loving person in her own way, and she showed it in many different ways, but she had a lot of love. And she told me when I went to her house that first day, she said Gemma and I had agreement from day one, and Gemma would be the outside, and she would be the face of this organization, but I would be the inside. And that's what she was. And so that's why I'm really excited today that, Gemma's name, she was so important. Gemma was the vision of this place, and she is on this building. And I'm so excited that we can name this conference room after Miss Sarah Chaney, because she was the inside. So with that, I would like to turn it over to her sons. I know they like to say a few words, and then we'll cut that ribbon.
I'll speak first. I'm Van. Went to high school here, St. Bernard's, and some might know me as Al or Alvan or Alvin. They couldn't say Alvan, so default to the chipmunk. But I've heard some themes here today, and one about community. And the first thing I would say is thank you for being here. This is community at its best. I didn't expect anything like this. It's wonderful for you to be here. Second, I know my mom to be an advisor, constantly. She did that, with us, and when you're growing up with her, you don't realize what's happening until you get out there and you realize, wow, I'm 17 years old. I am prepared. I'm ready, and I know how you felt, Mayor, about being summoned. That's the word I would use when it came to that. But what it all comes down to, I think what it boils down to for her was passion. She had a hell of a passion for this food center. She didn't stay here for 33 years. I think it was 33 that she was here. And I think the center's been here 38. She was here for the first 33 and she's been gone for 5. So you got even more of a legacy than you realize. But she had a tremendous passion, and your entire time that she was here, she would talk about this place. Good, bad, indifferent, but passionately. She wanted this place to succeed. She wanted to help others. She wanted to see this community succeed, and she took it seriously. She was a logistics person, but she got in there and she understood it. She learned it. She learned, purchasing and buying and the stuff. And so it was really about, her passion. And I think many of you have felt her passion, good, bad. But she always did it, because she felt it was right. She didn't have animus. She just was passionate about her opinion or how she felt about something. Could you change your mind? Yeah, you could. You got to work at it. You better come with a good argument, to do it. And she wasn't just going to say, okay, you're nice and I'm going to agree with you. No, you better be able to tell her, what was right. And, but I really applaud her on the example that she set. I know for me, it was through the United Way, and she used to be on the committees that would determine who got what back in the 70s, and it was because of that I got involved. And I've been on the board of a United Way. I've been on a couple of boards of YMCAs, and I've been on many more boards, and it's all because of her. Because if it wasn't for her example that she had set, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I appreciate her, I miss her, and I thank all of you for being here to recognize her. It's really heartwarming. Thank you.
Oh, we have plenty of ribbon and a big scissors.
So I'm going to give this to your family.
Let's see. We're going to delegate you over there, and I'll do this one.
I'm gonna take the other one.
Anthony, remind me.
All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the scissors facing this way so we can see the chamber logo. There we go. And first we're gonna pose, and then we'll do a countdown.
Hold on a
Okay.
second.
Yep.
Hold on a second. We need the mayor up here. Scissors doesn't work unless the mayor is up here. Put her that side.
Sure.
So no council people? Yes, ma'am. I'm just saying, no council people?
Come on up
Counselor.
Yes. Yep. All right, so we're gonna look over here. We're just gonna pose real quick. Okay. And then we're gonna do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Cut the ribbon!